YouTube, welcome back to EX TCG, and today we are hopping back on the video content grind, you see. And for this one, what we're going to be doing is my deck list from the most recent regional. That's kind of a tongue twister. But we didn't do as well as I wanted to. Pretty much 5-4. This is starting to follow a trend. I love the color green in this game, and I feel most comfortable with green. I feel like green is the most consistent, but I always have mid results with green, and then I switch to red and I top. So like, I don't know what's going on. But I guess what I'm gonna end up doing is going back to the drawing board and seeing what's up. A lot of you guys tuned in, and I love the support. The stream went wonderfully, and a lot of you guys got to see the game, so you got to kind of judge my play, see what you thought about it. Let me know how you felt if you watched it or if you went back and watched it. I'll put the link to the entire stream in the description, and we'll take it from there. But I do want to say a couple things before we jump into the deck list. I'll make this short and sweet. As always, if you want to support the channel, you can do so in some easy free ways, such as liking the video, subscribing to the channel, clicking that notification button, and commenting so that the video has a big boost of interaction. You can also join the Discord, and we can have a bunch of just talk going on. That'd be really cool. And yeah, on top of that, I do have an announcement from my sponsor. They are holding an event. It's the first time they're doing something like this on this scale, and so I'm gonna bump that towards the end. So I hope you guys stick around for that because it's really cool and the prizes are great. We will be announcing the film deck winners very soon. I'm going to be getting on that a little later, and then we're going to start on the black deck giveaway. So with that jam-packed little beginning section, let's head over to the deck list. So, as you guys should have seen, if you watched me play, I did play Keeneman. Like I said, I'm very comfortable with green. I feel like it's the most consistent, and consistency in a game like this right now kills. Like in a game where you're not seeing a lot of your deck, a deck that literally sees more cards, keeps a bigger hand, sees more options, generally has the higher chances of winning. And that's that. So I'm not going to really go into a tournament report because you literally have all of my stuff on screen. I'm going to show you the list, and then I can briefly talk about how my rounds went. So of course, if you guys don't know, and we will be going into everything you need to know about all of these decks, probably the beginning of April, only because I'm about to go to the Battle Spirits launch event, and then afterwards I'm going to my last leg of the Battle Spirits Road Tour in Ohio. So after doing that, we will be able to get into the meat and potatoes of set 2 on this channel. So yeah, we're gonna put this aside. So the cards I end up running for this, right? For Momonosuke, because Momonosuke is the heart and soul of this deck. He searches out more of your deck than Bonnie did in set 1, so he is the all-time searcher. So that's pretty much easy there. I'm trying to figure out how you guys want me to display this. Either way, we'll put Momonosuke right here, right? So there's that. We now also play, I play 3 Bonnies. Some people may play 4, but Bonnie can whiff a lot more than last time. Like before, it was impossible that she whiffed, Momo might whiff, but nowadays it's more like Momonosuke is never going to whiff unless you're extremely unlucky, whereas Bonnie can whiff quite often if you just get caught lacking for no reason. So that's the kind of thing with Bonnie. She's going to, essentially in this deck, in this particular build, she's searching out blockers. Every now and then it'll be a Scratchman a Poo, but for the most part, you're looking for your Beges, you're looking for your killers. She's searching out blockers. Next are 3 of these, 3 1-drop Toki blockers. Basically, she's only a blocker when you have a Kazuki Odin on board, but you have a Kazuki Odin on board when you have a Yamato on board because all of them have that clause in them. So the 4-drop Yamato will trigger this. The 5-drop Yamato I run triggers this, as well as the 8-drop Kazuki Odin. So there's a lot of times where you play this, and some of those are a little stickier. Like 4-drop Yamato has a 6k body, so she's a little hard to remove sometimes unless you're against black. And then you can jet pistol her for red, but you can't Okiku Vista or Okiku Robin. So she has a little bit of stickiness. So this blocker is fairly reliable. She's searchable off of Momonosuke, and she's also a 1k blocker, so love it. She's also extremely sticky when you have an Odin on board because he's a little hard to remove. For Beje, this is literally just another 1-drop blocker searchable by Bonnie. The thing about these two is that it's very easy to make your plays, especially when you're reducing cost by 1 with Keeneman. If you ever want to protect your life or an asset, you reduce the cost by 1, and then with that 1 additional Dawn, you play a 1-drop blocker. It's actually just like bread and butter right there. 4 Scratchman Apu, just a 2K that can be searched by Bonnie. That's pretty much it. 4 Killer Blocker, a 2K that can be a 2-drop blocker that can be searched by Bonnie. Now, a lot of times I find this deck, you don't have the space to give him the Dawn, and sometimes if you can be more aggressive with that Dawn, it's actually better because you never know when a Wild Vista or Seaquake or anything is coming like that. So it's not really reliable to put the Dawn under him and just hope that he doesn't get tapped, because this format he's probably just going to get blown up. So there's that. Only put the Dawn under him when you don't need it elsewhere. You have Izo. Izo is another 2K, but she's searchable by Momonosuke, but she can also tap something 4 or less. So she has a great on-play effect. Well, he has a great on-play effect, and Izu has a great ability to counter for 2. So he's just really an invaluable card, for real. This is one of the best cards in the deck, in my opinion, Raizo. You're able to play Raizo for 2 in this deck. Raizo paired with Momonosuke or Bonnie just equals a +2 for the turn if the Momonosuke or Bonnie had already been there. But if Raizo is on there and you play the Momonosuke, you're going +1, which is extremely important in this game where there's not a lot of card advantage. If they don't get rid of the Raizos quick enough, Raizo will just spiral you into hands that shouldn't be possible outside of Law going off. I've had boards in my tournament where I had 2 Raizos and I was protecting them and I kept swinging with them, and with 2 Raizos on the board plus a Searcher, my hand was just like doubling, and then it was just like it was just crazy. Adding 4 cards to my hand per turn was just wild. Next, 4 Okiku. Sometimes people played her at 4, sometimes people played her at 1 previously, or sorry, at 3. But now she's a 4 because with Keeneman going second, she can be your turn 1 play. She is very, very, very strong, and her ability to tap down 5s or less means that no blocker can be put in your way, and anything that they're kind of holding back for later, like a 1-drop take a swing with for later, turns into your free leader swing to clear board. This is X-Drake. I played it at 2. Kind of wish it was at 3, but every time I had it in my hand, it was very, very rough to actually try to play him. I actually found that in practice, he was a lot more useful on paper than he was in person. Like, I definitely liked him. I liked having the option to play him, but most of the time he was just a 1K counter. It's very 5 cost is very weird in this deck, and there's 4 costs are important to destroy, but they have to be tapped. And in this set, there's a lot of 4, like in Ivankov, there's a lot of 4 cost blockers. Marco the Phoenix is a 4 cost blocker. The option to actually have those tapped, they're normally only going to be tapped after blocking. They might die after blocking. So this card was a lot less useful than I felt like it was going to be. Next, we have got 4 Yamatos. It's the new Yamato. She is very, very strong. Card comes down and taps something 6 cost or less. She's a 4 cost for 6K. When you play her with Keeneman's effect, she's going to be Keeneman's effect. He's just going to be a 3 cost 6K swinger that can tap something 6 or less. She's incredibly powerful, and she's statted very, very well. Nothing really else to say about this deck. When you have an Okiku on turn for turn 1, and then you go into your next turn and you play a Yamato and you tap something down, and then you can put a Dawn under Okiku and you can swing on what Yamato tapped and then tap something else and then swing with your leader on that tap. You clear their board, no questions asked, while having a great momentum board of your own with your, it's good. It's good. Now here's my high roll card of the deck. This is the secret rare Yamato from set 1. A lot of people are back and forth on her and whether or not she should be used, but my main thing here is she was my high roll card. If I opened up a game with Okiku in Yamato, in theory, you will not, you have to answer the Yamato, or you just get bodied the following turn. You were taking a likely 9K swing, double attack banish, dual attack banish, and that's sometimes backbreaking. It's actually backbreaking a lot of the times. Now, I only opened up with her in Okiku. I only had this opening 3 times out of 9 rounds, and 2 of them were against red, and they were able to immediately Otama Vista on their turn 2. And so that kind of sucks. It immediately got this out of the way. But the Ivankov match, where that wasn't a possibility, opening up this allowed me to hit him once with a dual attack banish, and then I was able to follow up the following turn again with it, and then I was able to protect it and then swing again with it. I took all of his life with banish and then proceeded just to swing in what little hand he had left. So that was really, really gross. That being said, in the future, I'm not quite sure about this card because red is the wave right now, and red, it's extremely easy. They just have to see one or two copies. Well, so they have Vista as a 4-of, and they have Okiku as or Otama as a 4-of, and they just need to see 1 and 1 by their second turn to blow this card up, and then your entire play for the beginning of the game was just null and void. You still have the Okiku, but you played this for an entire turn. Now, granted, they got rid of 2 power cards that could be used on blockers later, so I do have to take that in consideration, but it is kind of wild that I was able to play that 3 times, and 2 of it just immediately was answered. So we'll have to see how we feel about that. Played 2 of these. 2 of these kids felt really, really nice. They are able to be very defensive, very offensive. They are not able to be destroyed that easily. You definitely need Otama Jet Pistol or Gordon Jet Pistol. There's not really much that you can do around there. So this guy normally sticks, and he's able to attack and then defend. Very, very good if you can find the space to play him. And then here we go. Easily the best card in the deck in terms of threat. Odin is just savage, man. He comes down and he can swing twice per turn. He can swing once and then stand himself to avoid being swung again if you feel like it's in danger. When he gets killed, you can set yourself up with an Okiku, a Raizo, or if you really need him, Izo. And he's just momentum incarnate. Whether he's whether he's swinging twice, whether he's swinging twice and replenishing your field, he's just momentum. And that's great. You have a 1-drop in hand, or you have a 1-drop on field, and they kill your Odin, and you bring in a Raizo. You know you're going +2 the following turn. You know you're reestablishing your board. It's disgusting. The times that it's been gross enough for me to go, okay, you destroyed my Odin. I'll bring out a Raizo. I'll now swing with a Raizo on one of your weenies that turned sideways to attack something. Okay, now I'll tap my Momonosuke, and oh, there's another Odin, and now I'll play another Odin. And not only did I draw for turn, draw a card for Raizo, and then add another Odin to my hand, I then just played another Odin. So I'm still +2 this turn without doing anything to my board. It's gross. Odin is just incarnate, momentum incarnate. And now we have the last 3 cards. Punk Gibson. Yeah. It came into play very, very well. I think Punk Gibson is a very strong card in this format. There's so many blockers, so many 4-drop threats that you can blow to the side with Punk Gibson. Very, very good card. I don't think I would go lower on copies of Punk Gibson, but it did hurt me on one of my rounds where I opened up 3 Punk Gibson within the first 2 turns. There was just no way I could foresee that, but it sucks. It sucks to open up that many extra event cards that early. So with that being said, I really had a good time playing. It was really fun. If you guys watched the games, they were very, very close. Like, there's literally just small differences that could have happened each game, and maybe I would have ended up X2 or something. But that's the way games go. I've been looking at lists, and some lists aren't that different. Like, I think this is 5 cards different than the list that won. And so I'm actually just like, you know what? Maybe I just need to play this again. Maybe it'll just be a better day. But I had a good time, and I think that's what matters. So thank you guys for looking at this deck list. I think my exact record was I played the Mirror, and the only card you can consider a threat I drew the entire game was Yamato, and the rest was blockers and small guys, and I was not able to pull it out. Then I played against a Zoro, and I won it. I played against another Zoro, and I won. I played against another Zoro, and I lost. I played against an Ivankov, and I thought I had it. Or was it a Law? I can't remember. But all I know is I played against a Kinemon Mirror, 4 Zoros, an Ivankov, a Law, and a Law. So, yeah, that's what I did. And I believe I won, or I lost against the Kinemon Mirror. I won against 2 Zoros. I lost against 1 Zoro. I might have lost against 2 Zoros. I lost against at least 1 Zoro. I lost against a Law, and I lost against a Ivankov. So it's pretty much like, yeah, I went X4. So I think that was it. Kinemon, Zoro, Ivankov, and Law were my 4 losses. And I won against Ivankov, Law, Zoro, and something else because I'm blanking right now. I apologize. But that being said, I had a great time, and now I'm going to lead you guys into the ad plus the event that's going to be held by Mystic TCG. So stay tuned for that, please. So let's talk about Mystic TCG, your one-stop shop for all your TCG needs. On the site, you can buy or pre-order plenty of sealed product for plenty of games. Just make sure though, if you're pre-ordering, to give it 3 to 4 months in advance to start looking, because sometimes the product is indeed hot, supply and demand, you know? And then if you want to buy singles, go on tcgplayer.com. There's going to be a link in the description where you can buy for the best value. And if you want to sell cards or collections, you can message them on their Facebook site so you can get the best bang for your buck on any type of way you want to buy or sell cards. And then while you're at it, you can use the code UNIXTCG at checkout to get even more of a discount. So hey, what are you waiting for? Check out Mystic TCG today. So now that we have talked about one of the greatest places that you could possibly buy cards, I now want to talk about them expanding even further and making an event. So let's actually pull this up on screen so you guys can see it while I talk about it. And it says, "Attention Pirates. We would like to formally announce something that we have had in the works for a little while now. This is the Great Pirate Festival. This is the tournament event scheduled for April 22nd for the One Piece TCG. This event will be held at a separate location inside of Chesterfield Mall, and the details for entry as well as pricing are as follows." Well, will be as follows, I guess. So one thing you know, this is in Chesterfield. This is going to be in the same state, same city even, as Mystic TCG shop is in. So the entry is $20. Entry pricing, a custom commission playmat to be shown in a later date. So it's gonna be a really cool playmat. Top cut pricing. First place will receive 3 boxes of Paramount War, a super pre-release winner Luffy, and a special winner playmat. Second place will receive 2 boxes of Paramount War and a Manga Ace. Third place and fourth place will receive 2 boxes of Paramount War. Top 8 will all receive 1 box of Paramount War. Top 16, half a box, and top 32 will be 1/4 of a box of Paramount War. There will be additional pricing if the event breaks 150 players. Additionally, we will have a win and alt side events going alongside of our main event, so you can win alt arts. And there will be this will be a one-day event, and we are selling tickets to the event via our website. Be sure to use the link below to register as soon as possible, giving your first and last name in the order notes so that you won't miss your spot. Then there's the links, and it says make sure to follow our page for the event so you can keep up with any updates. Let's make this an event to remember. Ikuzo. Now look, this is heat, okay? Just look at those prizes and understand that this is heat. So, with that being said, I hope everybody that is interested in this tournament goes down, clicks that link, and then just checks out the registration, read this over again, and see if Missouri is actually a place that you want to go, because this tournament's pretty cool. I heard there's even going to be more things announced later, and I am actually going to be trying to go myself because this is crazy. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you're interested in a tournament like this. That being said, I'm going to wrap up the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks, and I'll see you later.